Hello and welcome to another podcast from Neal and Lee. Hello, Lee.
Hi Neil. Hi everyone.
Yes, hello. Hello, everyone. I'm going to have a little chat about a way we can not just save money for ourselves, but also save money for our communities today.
Admirable. Admirable.
Well, that's the intention. What I'm going to talk about is the current UK landfill tax, which is it was the first environmental tax in the UK. It's been with us 15 years, and it's sort of something that we all have to think about because it's 48. It's currently £48 a tonne, which is a lot of money, isn't it? £48 a tonne, and it's going up and up and up inexorably to the dizzy heights. It's going to be £80 a tonne by the year 2014, which is a not inconsiderable sum, shall we say.
And it's not it's just round the corner as well, isn't it? So.
And you and I you live in the same area as me. We're all paying that. Our neighbours are paying that. Everybody's paying that. Everybody.
So what's your idea for reducing this?
Well, I had a look at the National Office for Statistics. I had a look on their website, and I think we should post a link.
I was going to say, look out for that link on our blog.
I think that's a good idea because it's got lots of useful information on just what's going on in society. Social trends is the sort of technical term.
Okay.
But in it, this is what I was reading. So it must be, I suppose, being the Office of National Statistics, it must be true, I guess.
And hopefully accurate.
Exactly. Well, hopefully. Well, it's not completely up to date as you would expect because they have to compile all these statistics, and there's probably armies of scribes working away in some long ancient Victorian hall.
Are we talking about a bunch of monkeys with typewriters?
No, I think we're just talking about loads and loads of people who laboriously collate. God, that's a long word, isn't it? Collate. I learnt that the other day, actually. Collate. I'll say it again. Collate. Who collate.
Thank God for those word day calendars.
Absolutely. Who collate this information, and it turns out that allegedly we're all producing this veritable mountain of rubbish to the tune of half a ton a year, and only 35 in the UK. Only 35% of it gets recycled. So the rest of it, it's just a mountain of stuff we can't get rid of. So we have to bury it and then cover it with soil and then extract the methane gas and then put more soil on top, and it's just all these lorries trundling along our British roads with all the rubbish. I mean, it's an enormous undertaking, and the pollution and the logistics and it's an almost insurmountable problem, I imagine, to the people that run it, and I'm sure they're doing very well. But my idea basically is if we look at the amount of rubbish that we chuck in the bin after unwrapping our fruit and veg that has been lovingly transported to us in several layers of plastic, and I think I actually haven't seen one of these, but the other day someone was telling me that they bought a pineapple, and it was encased in this fantastic plastic container that probably costs more to make than the pineapple. I'm making a pineapple, but you know what I mean. Some of this packaging is obviously designed so that the fruit and veg and other products get to us in a lovely condition with no bumps and scrapes and scratches, and you know, it's shall we say, aesthetically pleasing to the eye to see this,
but it's unnecessary.
This lovely fruit in the fruit bowl. But you're right, absolutely unnecessary. And we are paying through the nose to have this packaging, which we find it difficult to. We can't dispose of it or indeed recycle it without it costing us a veritable arm and a leg. So my tip for today is, we've taken a long time to get round to this simple tip of the day, haven't we? But I do that, don't I?
Yeah.
My tip of the day is to try your very best to reduce the amount of items you buy with excessive packaging,
Right.
so that overall within your community, because it's local authority based, so one or local authority will have better results than another, and that means their council tax, their community council tax, will inevitably be reduced, and then they might have more money to keep libraries open and public services. And I personally, I'd rather have a library kept open than pay that money to just in the form of tax in landfill charges, which are, you know, I think that's a good, although I don't personally benefit immediately if I don't buy that pineapple that's encased in plastic. Overall, if everybody thinks like this, then we'll all have extra cash in our wallets.
So in effect, then, there's actually two tips there. Then I guess the first one being, when you're out there buying groceries, buy stuff that comes with less packaging.
Yeah, like loose stuff. And you were saying the other day, Lee, that loose. Yeah, well, I don't know whether you were talking in a podcast, but you were certainly alluding to the idea that you couldn't help noticing that loose vegetables like tomatoes and onions and potatoes, etc., quite often cost less when you buy them loose and put them in a bag and then weigh them and then they check out.
That's very true.
Rather than the nice little pretty packaged stuff that looks wonderful, and so you can save there, and long term you can save money by reducing your community's landfill tax. I'm getting tongue-tied again.
But there's also another factor here. The UK, compared to the rest of the European community, we are pretty much way down on the list in terms of, and I think you touched on it earlier, in terms of recycling. So if we all did a bit more recycling too...
yes, well, it's improving, isn't it?
It's improving, but we've got a long way to go, and we certainly aren't anywhere near, say, such as Finland, who are top of the rankings.
I had no idea, but well, if that is the case, then well done, Finland.
Yeah.
I think we're doing well, but there's room. We could try harder, as they say. They always said that to me at school. So I am going to try harder. I'm going to take my teacher's advice and try harder to reduce my waste
And less sleeping in class.
And of course, yes. Yeah. I'm sure I did that once or twice, but it was probably a very boring subject. I'm not certain. I didn't really like the maths classes, to be honest. But
you'll be forgiven for that.
What I really wanted was a tea drinking class, so I could learn how to make the perfect cup of tea, which is something I aspire to. Lee knows how to do it, don't you, Lee? So I think that it's if you could sort of. We'll finish the podcast here, and you can demonstrate to me that art.
I shall do a master class in tea making.
That's my excuse. I try it on all the time, don't I? Because I keep telling you that you're the best, so you make the cup of tea, and I can learn.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I'm prattling on as normal. Thank you so much for listening or watching our podcast, as the case may be. Bye bye.